In hands, players are lined up, and we're just about ready for tip-off here. It's the London Lightning versus the Sudbury 5. Both teams kind of lose the tip-off in a way as
Nobody
Johnson
won
knocks
that
back. Bolden, pump fakes, kicks it around. Williamson working around the perimeter. This is Alex Johnson. Covered by Rayson. Kicks out to Phillips. Mid-range jumper. No good. London faithful going to have to stay on their feet for just a bit more. Sudbury back the other way. This is Braylon Rayson. Great steal there from Williamson. There's the help defense we're talking about. Relaford, though, picks it off the other way. Odd numbers here as Johnson's going to cut into the lane. Good job by Marvin Phillips staying up and down straight up.
Yeah, great job by Marvin Phillips. Just staying vertical, especially when you've got a guy like Johnson going right down the middle. Easy to flinch in those cases. Marvin Phillips didn't.
He doesn't blink, and so the Lightning get the ball. Williamson goes up with it. Gilligan committing the foul. Williamson going to go to the line.
I love when the game starts with a nice little segue to one of those keys that I was talking about. That's the London offense right there. Getting to the rim. They score their points that way. Compared to a Sudbury team, has the highest efficient field goal rate in the league. Now, quick little breakdown on that stat. It's the idea that 3 points, don't need to be a math major, are more than 2. However, it's taking that into account in the percentage you're shooting. That's where Sudbury really excels, shooting from deep. London, it's getting to the rim.
Williamson misses his free throws, so London fans, they stay on their feet till the first basket. They're going to be standing just a bit more. Here's Rayson.
Small lineup here for Sudbury, Chris, right off the bat.
4 guards into the game for the 5. Rayson being kept far away from the rim. Relaford scrambles for it, can't get it. Back the other way. This is Williamson. Over to Johnson. The 3, no good. Phillips collects the rebound, or Bolden does, that is.
Oh,
great
wow.
passing from Williamson to Capers.
What awareness by Garrett Williamson. The
Johnson strips
pass.
it away. Marvin Phillips now in the lane, goes up with the layup, and good. It looked like London had troubles getting their first bucket, but put up another one right after.
Chris, we've seen a different MO from London on defense. Way more aggressive, jumping passing lanes. Superman Johnson doing just that, and we see a double again, kind of emphasizing that.
Relaford open for 3, takes it.
But if that
help, make it.
If that help isn't quick enough, you get burned just like that, Chris. You got to be moving around with authority.
Williamson cuts around a screen. Over to Phillips, takes the deep 3, good.
Marvin Phillips with the answer. That's going to be big against Johnson if he can force the big man out of the lane.
London not letting Braylon Rayson anywhere near the rim. That's going to be an offensive foul on Dexter Williams Jr.
Again, one of the toughest calls in sports. Not sure where Marvin Phillips. Sudbury is probably going to argue that he was inside the semicircle, Chris, but referee seeing it the other way, and it's London ball.
Just from our angle here, we're a little bit left of the camera. It looked like Marvin Phillips was outside that semicircle.
Mm-hmm. Again, the referees have the best view of it on the court, Chris.
Alex Superman Johnson taking the ball up the court. Williamson, mismatch on Rayson here, but Rayson holding his ground quite impressively. Williamson gets it stripped. It ends up just right back in his hands. Gets the tip back, and that's good too.
London really aggressive on the inbounds after a bucket. Again, in the trapping style.
Rayson kicks out. Gilligan, 3. Good.
See, Sudbury will burn you, though. If you're not getting back to your man quick enough, Sudbury will absolutely burn you from deep.
Johnson, a 3-pointer himself. That's good. Here's the thing with London, though. It's great you're matching 3s. Sudbury, the best 3-point, takes the most 3-pointers in the game. You don't want to go shot for shot with them a whole game. Gilligan, another 3. No good. Back the other way are the Lightning. Bolden. Cutting in on Gilligan. Nice little floater, drains it.
I love that play from Mo Bolden. When he starts out aggressive, it might as well be a broken record on my part, but such a big difference to his offensive game.
Rayson, covered tightly, loses dribble. Cross court, Gilligan, 3. Good.
You know, we talked about Braylon Rayson. He's had his struggles here in London. That was a great job, maybe not being the primary scorer on that play, looking for Gilligan across court.
Rayson only gone over 20 points once against the Lightning. Has been held under 20 his past 2 games here in Budweiser Gardens. Rayson, 3. Good.
Wow. Braylon Rayson just heard our talk about him in London wanting to dispel that. It helps, though. When you make that pass, you get a little pressure removed from you.
I'm curious if the 5 understand that you're able to step in from that three-point line. Gilligan comes up with the ball. Now Rayson back the other way. Actually goes inside the three-point line and finishes.
Wow. Braylon Rayson again off to the races early on here. Bucket both inside and outside.
This is Capers now. Over to Phillips.
Dixon in the game already, Chris.
Yeah, Dixon off the bench, usually a part of that starting lineup. Phillips drains a 3.
Everybody hitting threes, Chris.
We're 17-14 already in the game.
7 minutes to go when we're at that.
Dixon over to Relaford. Relaford gets some space from Bolden. Can't make the shot. Man's rebound from Marvin Phillips, but Johnson loses it. Relaford forcing the steal. That's going to go out of bounds. London ball.
Like the aggressiveness from Relaford there. We've seen him play a big part. We've seen him play a big part in a lot of these games. As a beautiful little segue here, our players to watch, Chris.
Travis Relaford for the Sudbury 5, averaging 16.5 points per game. Maybe not their top scorer, but kind of the straw that stirs the drink. And then AJ Gaines for London, been phenomenal in their last couple of games, including a 30-point effort the other night against the KW Titans.
Extra to mention if AJ Gaines is going, Chris.
Bolden kicks outside. Extra pass from Capers to Phillips. Another pass. Capers. Bank shot in.
I don't think he called bank, though. I do not think he called bank.
Takes the bank shot 3 with the shot clock winding down. Deep 3 from Rayson. I hope that was a heat check. Back the other way. Johnson gets it poked away by Rayson again, but maintains possession. Phillips, 3. No good. Gilligan gets the rebound, starts taking the ball up the court. Down low to Dixon.
Great
defense from Marvin Phillips. Capers back the other way. Bounce pass, cross court to Johnson. Johnson goes up with the contact, makes it.
Superman Johnson done a lot more this year, I've found, at creating his own shot and looking for opportunities for his own offense, more so than he has in the past, Chris.
He's really a guy who we've really seen grow. Marvin Phillips absolutely hits a wet spot.
This has been man down everywhere. Pure chaos in these first few minutes. Our camera guy just going back and forth here with the action. I feel for him a little bit. This has been...
Indeed does check in for the Lightning, as does Xavier Moon.
Wow, this is small lineups from both teams, Chris. Dixon and Bolden may be the only true bigs out there right now.
Dixon really not what you would call a traditional big either.
I would say the same of Bolden, too.
Yeah. Both free throws are good. 22-16. Johnson. Lightning working around. Moon down low to Gaines. Mid-range jumper makes it.
That's what you have to do against the zone. You got to move the ball around. AJ Gaines, the way he's been shooting, absolutely take that jumper. Look for the soft spots in the zone. See if they stick with it too, Chris.
Here's Dixon. Dixon versus Bolden has been a matchup just every time these two teams have played. Dixon almost loses the ball. Gilligan, open 3, no good. Alex Johnson, I believe they're going to call for the foul, pushing on Relaford to get that rebound.
You actually saw in that possession too, Chris. Dixon had it. AJ Gaines just trying to stay man ball, ready to jump over, and actually forced almost a steal there. London just defensively way more aggressive.
Gaye takes the shot. Almost goes back into its own rim, but Moon now with the ball. Gaines, another jumper. That time doesn't go. Dixon back the other way. You could hear the Sudbury bench warning him that Capers was sneaking up behind him. Rayson, no good on his shot. Dixon, no good either. Bolden and Capers back the other way for London. Bolden, Relaford just takes a swipe at him, and that's going to be a foul on Travis Relaford.
Love the aggressiveness again from Mo Bolden. Relaford, no easy buckets. Gaye as well getting up there. That's what I'm talking about. Immediately, as soon as there's a switch in possession, London has just had, just almost like heat-seeking missiles down the other way.
Johanny Dallenberg checks into the game for the 5. Bolden quickly off the inbound, turns around, makes the shot.
Love that from Mo Bolden. Again, aggressiveness early, then you open up the rest of your game.
Here's Rayson. 5 working it around, down low. Dallenberg, the former Bolt, working on his old teammate Bolden. Dallenberg just goes up with it. Bolden called for the foul.
He went right into Bolden, then put his arms right through where Bolden's arms were, going right to the line. Nice post move from Dallenberg.
Alex Johnson going to take a breather. Kirk Williams Jr. onto the floor for the Lightning. 26-16, 4:26.
Again, if this is the pace that we're going to see for the rest of this game, Chris, you're going to need everybody on your bench ready to go here.
Lots of running, lots of scoring so far in this one.
I know there's been rest. It's not like some of the other games we've recently seen. But then London's playing tomorrow again, Chris. So managing minutes, making sure you keep up with the pace of this game without burning yourself out.
Down there only makes 1 at the line, so London back the other way now. Bolden over to Capers.
2-3 zone.
Capers cuts in, dishes outside. Moon sets, shoots, no good. Bolden with the rebound. Over to Gaines. 3, good!
Big shot. Again, A.J. Gaines continuing to hit from 3, and that's what you have to do against the zone. And what the scary thing about a zone defense is your ability to rebound.
Wide open, great passing from the 5. Can't make the shot, though. Kirk Williams Jr. collects. Back the other way.
Zone again.
Bolden. Sudbury really committed to this zone defense. Gaines, 3, good!
Gaines is going to shoot them out of that 2-3 defense as long as this keeps up.
Again, A.J. Gaines suddenly becoming the best three-point shooter on the London Lightning. Moon and Kirk Williams Jr. collide. Pass from Dixon ends up in a fan's lap.
Yeah, Coach Stutz taking a timeout here.
That was a very undisciplined last possession. Shot for shot, but London's pulled ahead here. Inbounding the ball, Xavier Moon.
It might not feel like it in this new basketball age, but live by the 3, die by the 3 sometimes, Chris, and Sudbury now starting to struggle.
Moon, down low. Gaines almost harassed by Gilligan. Takes the jumper. He's just feeling it.
So they switched out of the zone. Doesn't matter. A.J. Gaines with another jumper.
Good defense, better shot. Rayson, double team. They're not letting him get anywhere near. And he's going to travel. London Lightning come up with the ball.
Again, Chris, we've talked about Rayson maybe having his struggles here in London. I think part of it is London absolutely focusing in. That was a clear trap on the ball. Anytime they can, London just swarming the ball handler. And obviously for Sudbury, Brandon Rayson is that guy usually with the ball.
I think they've recognized that he has a spot, and every time he goes to that spot, there's 2 white jerseys in front of him. Ceres into the game for the 5. Also Relaford checking back into the game. Kirk Williams Jr., jumper, no good. Dixon with the rebound. 2 defenders again. Right there. And that pass sails overhead. That's another turnover by the Sudbury 5.
We talked about turnovers not necessarily being in the MO for either of these teams, but Sudbury with a little bit of definitely ball control struggles right here, Chris.
Gaines over to Bolden. London just moving the ball here. Williams Jr., 3, good.
Williams Jr. now getting in on the act.
This is some of the best three-point shooting I think London's had. Again, considering I don't really feel like they have that guy from three-point land, if all of them are connecting from deep, that's a problem. Rayston, tough shot, air balls it. Uncharacteristic. And that's going to be London ball back the other way. Another possession ends in nothing.
A hand in the face of Rayson. He is not allowed. I'm sure the defensive mantra is he is not allowed a shot with a hand not in his face.
Moon. Moon with his speed, he just forces defenders to back off of him. Down low, Bolden. He's open. pump fake swatted by Johanni Dallenberg. Probably saw that in practice a few times. Back the other way are the 5. Ceres pushes the pace. Back over to Dixon. Down low, this is Dallenberg. Gaines pulls the chair and draws the charge.
For a younger guy, that was a vet play by AJ Gaines. Incredible, and another turnover by the Sudbury 5, Chris.
That's 3 straight possessions that ended in zeros. Rudolph Jolie into the game for the Lightning. Mo Bolden taking a well-deserved breather. We mentioned help defense being a big factor. I think Bolden one of the key contributors on that end during this quarter. Moon, 3. Good.
Xavier Moon has just, I feel like you could say this about almost everybody on London who's just taken these steps. Xavier Moon, again, another guy looking for more offense and now producing more offense.
Down low, Dallenberg. Spins off Jolie, finishes, tough bucket.
Nice touch, rose over Jolie, and Dallenberg with the nice post move.
40-19, 52 seconds left. Kirk Williams Jr. goes baseline, Dixon shuts him down. Ware for 3, that's no good.
Somebody had to miss from deep.
There we go, Gaines just plucks the ball out of there. Are you kidding me?
Of all the people to give the ball to in transition, Chris, AJ Gaines. Oh my goodness.
Ceres almost loses the ball, gets it knocked away by Ware.
Wow,
again, London suffocating at the 3-point line. Ball just dribbles over, great passing, and Dixon finishes.
And you're going to give those up once in a while, but the energy gained from just stepping up on defense makes a huge difference.
5 left, last shot of the quarter. Moon up with it. Good.
Touch the sky, barely touching backboard, just the top of it. See what Coach Stutz goes with here, though, to kind of get his team back. They tried a little bit of zone there. We'll see what they go with in the second quarter.
44-21 as we start the second quarter here. This is Travis Relaford with the ball. Dixon, great pass. Dallenberg, great finish.
Dallenberg, early bright spot here for the Sudbury 5 in the middle.
Some familiarity paying big benefits for Dallenberg.
We've seen that from guys playing in London again.
Gaines gets that blocked on the attempted pass. Out of bounds off the 5. I gotta say, that number on the front of the jerseys is gonna be the most confusing thing I've ever seen. Trying to identify players. They're all number 5. Moon over to Williams Jr. The 3, no good. Back the other way are the 5. Dixon over to Relaford, who's going to start the offense.
Now all of a sudden Sudbury with a big lineup, Chris.
Very different look, as that's going to be a steal from Kevin Ware to Gaines. The slam! Wow. They did not want him to have that one.
Coming up, not exactly gingerly, or coming up a little gingerly, Chris, but he's getting back.
Relaford can't finish. That's going to be a foul on Kirk Williams Jr. AJ Gaines did not look comfortable on that landing. Did have pressure directly behind him, made it hard for him to kind of make that clean.
You got to think that Kevin Ware doing the right thing. You want to give the fans a little bit of showtime to Gaines, but didn't realize the Sudbury guy was right behind him.
Gaines is heading towards the... Oh, he turned around. Never mind.
Just get a little walk.
Looked like he was going to the locker room. He looks like he's going to go back to the bench, just walking it off. 46-25 now after free throws.
Got to refill the NOS, Chris.
Moon. Great pass to Kirk Williams Jr. Pumps Corey Dixon out of his shoes. Moon, another pump fake, but that gets knocked away by Dexter Williams. Kick ball there on Travis Relaford. Pardon me, they're calling foul.
Again, like the ball movement there, but Sudbury with a great read. Relaford getting possession.
Dexter Williams to inbound. 10:49 to play here in the second quarter. Relaford. Cross court, just out of the hands of Ceres. Tries to keep it in, bounces it off of Garrett Williamson, so it's not an over and back. Ceres, great pass to Dixon. Corner, 3, no good. Dallenberg can't get the rebound. Moon comes up with it. He gets just knocked away. Ball not going to go. Again, scramble plays here. Williams finally finishes.
Wow, there was a basket in all of that. Pure
Quickly,
chaos.
back the other way. Kirk Williams Jr. almost gets it knocked away. Williamson over to Moon. I think he's going to slow things down a bit. That was getting a little bit crazy. Moon. Over to Williams. Looks like they want Jolie to get position on D'Alembert there. They find him, but D'Alembert is going to commit the foul trying to get the ball.
Yeah, D'Alembert knew he wasn't in the best position in the post. Just tried to break up that play. Unfortunately, reached around, got Jolie.
Well, defending isn't just about what you do when the guy has the ball. It's what you do before he has it. Jolie had established position.
Absolutely.
In a pretty good spot for his game. Moon to the bench, and that's going to be Alex Johnson on the floor.
Sorry, Chris, I just wanted to say, too, London's done a better job of recognizing those mismatches.
Jolie inside again. Just goes up with it. Sweet finish.
Big man with touch.
48-27. London has not let up. Grayson loses dribble deep, too. Ceres. Over to Relaford. Williams. 3. No good. Cold from beyond the arc right now for the 5. Johnson. Down low to Jolie. D'Alembert got his hand in there. Jolie keeps it alive. Williams Jr. the 3. No good. Jolie fighting for the rebound again. Williams Jr. keeps it in bounds. Sudbury recovers. Williams just goes up with it, takes the hard foul, almost connected.
Yeah, Kirk Williams Jr. hustling back.
Tough foul there, but Dexter Williams looks like he's going to be okay.
Yeah, good to see. Nothing malicious at all, Chris.
Substitution is Kirk Williams Jr. going to take a breather. Marcus Capers into the game. Rudolph Jolie gets after the free throw. He'll inbound it. Alex Johnson. Over to Ware. Sets up the offense. Jolie comes out for the pick. Rolls. Ware shoots. No good. Jolie got a hand on it, but can't get the rebound. Racing back the other way. Braylon Racing, leading scorer in NBL Canada. Pump fakes. Down low to D'Alembert again. D'Alembert just uses that pivot foot, gets himself in a spot where he can finish.
Impressive play by D'Alembert, using the pivot to his advantage to get the right angle.
You also got to think the mental clock, too, of not staying in that key too long. Got rid of it just in time. Jolie kicks out to the corner. Williamson driving inside. Bounce pass to Capers, the 3. Good.
Marcus Capers with the bow and arrow, too, after that 3. London continuing to shoot well.
Marvin Phillips just lounging on the side of the court, getting ready to come into the game. Williams can't handle the pass. Williams looking for an opening, doesn't find it. Ceres, mid-range jumper, nails it.
They needed that. Sudbury not exactly getting buckets the easy way right now.
Corey Dixon and Devin Gilligan also getting ready to check into the game, as well as Gaye. No good by Williamson. Back the other way are the 5. Racing. Bounce pass to Williams Jr. gets knocked away. Racing comes up with it. Can't finish. Jolie back the other way. Almost stolen. Johnson does a good job keeping that in. Lob. Williamson almost slams it home. Back the other way are the 5 now. Racing just pulls up. Makes it.
Yeah, you can tell for Braylon Racing that was one. I just want to see one go in the bucket again. And good, nice little pick and pop there.
51-34, we're finally within 20. Alex Johnson with the ball. Over to Ware. Lob to Jolie, a little too strong. Capers comes up with it. Just finishes and 1.
Marcus Capers. I mean, this is exactly what you expect out of Marcus Capers. You don't draw up a play for him, but he gets buckets.
So into the game, Dixon, Gaye, and Gilligan for the 5. Phillips and Bolden for the Lightning. Jolie and Ware taking a seat for London. D'Alembert, Relaford, And I didn't catch the third guy sat down out of the game for the 5. I believe it was Dexter Williams is the one who took a seat.
Jolie getting a nice little applause there. Good minutes.
And again, when he signed, he really didn't play much to begin with, but he's really carved out a role for this Lightning team since coming on.
He's played to his strengths, Chris.
Gilligan with the ball for the 5.
Look for the trap.
Five looking for an opening. Gilligan gets around Bolden. Great. Oh, can't finish, unfortunately. And back the other way are the Lightning. This is Superman Johnson. Former first overall pick in the NBLC draft. Williamson. Over to Capers. Top of the key jumper, no good. He didn't have much time on the shot clock. Rayson almost loses it.
I mean, look at the pressure on Rayson from even just as soon as he gets the ball in his own end, Chris.
Deep 3 from Rayson, can't connect. Back the other way are the Lightning. Johnson goes right at Gilligan and finishes.
That if you're watching as a guard, a young guard, that's exactly what you do when you're against the bigger man. You go right at them.
Hunted the chest and comes up with points. Dixon inside to Ceres. Back to Dixon, cuts inside with speed, can't finish. Bolden the rebound. London miscommunicates. Williamson recovers it. Johnson over to Bolden. Bolden pump fakes, cuts inside.
Oh.
Wanted the slam, gets fouled on the way to the rim. He'll shoot 2 from the line as we have immediate timeout.
He's about to cock that joint back and bang on him, Chris. Shout out James Johnson. Wow. A good foul, though, by Sudbury. That could have been even more energy.
56-34 for the Lightning.
It's funny.
Good on the first.
It's funny, Chris. You see Braylon Rayson. You've got like 2 Lightning all over him, and it's not even in play right now.
Both Capers and Johnson were watching Rayson, even though it's a free throw. Bolden misses a second. Johnson's on Rayson like glue.
Just denying him the ball, Chris.
Relaford. Just kind of trips. Bolden trips with him. Rayson ends up with the ball. Pass to Dixon doesn't go. Relaford steps out of bounds.
If the referee wasn't going to see it, the London bench was sure going to see it. With the reaction.
Quite a few referees along that London bench just helping let the ref know about the call. Williamson. Down low to Phillips. Backing down Dixon. Just moves him and gets to the rim.
That is a man's basket, Chris. Physical play by Martin Phillips. 3s and down low.
Gilligan. Spins off. Phillips picks it off. Johnson collects. Capers. Over to Williamson. Back to Capers. Goes up with it. 2 more points for Marcus Capers.
London's fast break offense has just been dynamic during this little stretch, Chris.
61-34.
4.5 minutes left.
5 at risk of getting doubled up on right now.
This is very reminiscent of these champion. We've got 2 banners that we can see from our vantage point, Chris. Specifically the most recent 2 of very reminiscent of those teams, Chris. 4-time champs, but these 2 recent ones very similar to how London's played right now.
61-34. Dexter Williams goes up with it. Volleyball match. London comes up with it. Johnson. Dixon, I think, kind of scared him there. He came out of nowhere.
Oh, my goodness.
Johnson hounded by Corey Dixon. Gets him to leave his feet. Johnson to the rim and in. Alex Johnson. Superman.
Look at the bench. I mean, this is what I was talking about, Chris. So he's really creating his own shot a lot more, attacking the defender, Corey Dixon, getting to the line.
And I think if you're Logan Stutz and you saw Corey Dixon in that matchup defensively, he did everything you want him to do there. Just Johnson made a heck of a play.
You maybe want somebody to come help him a little bit earlier, Chris.
True. Rayson. finally gets to sniff the three-point line. Jumper over Bolden, no good.
Hand in the face.
Long pass, picked off by Gilligan. Relaford for three, good.
They've needed a lot of that, Chris. Unfortunately, they haven't had many opportunities to hit the three. If you're London, you can't give up those turnovers to allow them to build momentum from deep.
You don't want them catching fire from three-point line. Phillips cuts inside on Dixon. Dixon gets a hand on it. London unable to maintain control. Some bad passes. And that's going to result in a turnover. Relaford and Dixon to the bench for the 5. Johanni Dallenberg into the game for the 5. And Garrett Williamson taking a breather. AJ Gaines back into the game.
I mean, this has been the MO for London with Braylon Racing. Even on the inbound, Alex Superman Johnson all over him.
Williams takes the jumper. Bank no good. Gaines with the rebound. Quick passing from London. Bolden matched up on Williams. He could take this mismatch. Cuts around Williams. Passes to Capers. Capers fouled. He'll go to the line for 2 more.
Mo Bolden showing what a matchup nightmare he is out on the perimeter. Williams Jr., nothing really to do.
And he actually did a really nice job. He flashed the post up and then had the foot speed to turn the corner on him still.
The Steve Smith 90s special, faking back towards the three-point line, then cutting baseline. Good to see AJ Gaines back out there, Chris. Obviously had to walk something off.
Seems to be walking fine now. 64-37. Make that 65. 66, pardon me. The score wasn't updating there. Relaford now with the ball. Down low to Dallenberg. Had more space than he thought. Just goes up with it. Bolden looks like he got caught in the mouth there. Dallenberg comes up with the ball. Some sloppy play from London. He'll take the corner to the key jumper. No good. Bolden collects. Alex Johnson slowing things down. Capers. Back to Johnson. The 3, no good.
If you're Sudbury, put together consecutive stops here.
Gilligan just gets that poked away by Phillips. Foul on Gilligan trying to get the ball there. He is heated, not happy with that call. 2 substitutions, Kirk Williams Jr. and Kevin Ware into the game for the Lightning. Phillips, and I believe Johnson going to take a breather.
Listen, the referees take a lot of crap. I want to give them a shout out there. That could have easily been a technical. Allow the player to show emotion, not let it get out of hand. I like that play by the referee, actually, Chris.
66-37 London Lightning. Ware with the ball. Bolden cutting inside. Pass just able to be handled by Kirk Williams Jr. Goes up with it, no good.
Another stop, Chris.
Back the other way are the 5. Dallenberg unable to handle the pass. Gaines is all over him. That's going to be another turnover for the 5.
And that's what's killing. Those are 2 very good defensive possessions by the Sudbury 5. Absolutely nothing on the other end.
Multiple stops ending up in 0 points for the Sudbury 5. Logan Stubbs might want to be careful, or he might be getting the tech. Almost on the court yelling at the ref. Capers. Over to Gaines. Turns 3. Good!
Wow.
He might be the hottest player in the NBA right now, or NBL Canada right now. Pardon me.
Any league right now.
Any league. Gilligan, fake pass 3. No good. Lid still on the basket for Sudbury. Bolden, deep 3. Nails it.
There's a swagger to this team right now, Chris, that's just off the hook. I don't know what else to say.
They're at 72 points before halftime. Racing. Deep 3, needs something. No good. Where? Down the court to Bolden. Almost to Capers. Gaines ends up with it. Can't finish, but he'll go to the line.
Wow.
I'm not going to lie, these last 3 games from the London Lightning are some of the most dominating efforts we've seen.
Very true, Chris. Unbelievable what we've seen so far. And the whole bench is up, too. Like, the energy from the bench on defensive stops, too, has just been remarkable. Again, Coach Etherington, I don't know if it's like Space Jam, the special stuff, or
Jordan's secret
stuff,
or secret stuff,
whatever it is. Keep putting it in the water. I don't know what else to say.
(74-37), 52 seconds to play in the half. Top of the key jumper, no good for the 5. Gilligan collects. Rayson looking for something, gets something.
Tough bucket by Rayson. Nothing coming easy for him here in the Bud Gardens, Chris.
6-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Where? Great pass to Gaines, gets tipped. Surratt back the other way. Almost gets that strip. Gaines now literally tripped up trying to get the ball.
Gaines is mad. He knew he had a highlight coming up.
He's trying to go viral.
Yeah. that was quite the desperation foul if I've ever seen one, Chris.
So I think they call him the unsporting foul on Surratt.
Yeah. I don't think you could have a more clear path, Chris, to the basket than
no
AJ
kidding.
Gaines did. He's got to keep the pigtails, don't you think?
Absolutely.
I don't care that he missed that one. He's just been on such fire right now. You almost worried that did they change jerseys the wrong way? It doesn't matter, apparently. The jerseys don't have anything to do with it, it looks like.
I think they're talking about where the inbound should be. And they decide on baseline. Someone's got to inbound it. And here we go.
The referee just put it in his chest
Yeah.
like you're inbounding it.
11 seconds left. Bolden, covered by D'Alembert, brings him outside. D'Alembert plays him tight. Bolden pumps, shoots, can't finish, and that'll do it for this first half of basketball. An incredible, that was 75 while you're back, 74 for the Lightning. A 3 was then looked at and ruled a 2. So here we go with the second half. Alex Johnson, Marcus Capers, Marvin Phillips, Mo Bolden, Garrett Williamson on the floor for the Lightning. Sudbury with Rayson, Relaford, Gilligan, D'Alembert, and Dexter Williams. Capers opens some space for Phillips. Phillips can't make the shot. That's going to go out of bounds off of London.
Not that the 1 point really mattered that much, but of course, as Chris mentioned, it's now 74. If you're looking at this game, though, from Sudbury, win multiple possessions. You have to look at this in bite-sized chunks.
It's all about building right now for Sudbury. Rayson. Over to Williams. Williams up with it, finishes. Difficult finish.
Braylon Rayson with a bullet pass. He has had no space to operate so far this game. He might need to be doing a little bit more of that.
Capers. Over to Johnson. Bolden, that play read well by Relaford. Swings it out to Johnson. Johnson, the 3. No, everything but in. Back the other way are the 5. Dexter Williams. This is Gilligan working on Williamson, loses his dribble. Relaford. The 5 looking to get something strung together here. Relaford, pull up 3, no good. Rebound Dexter Williams, blocked by Marvin Phillips. London leading NBL Canada in blocks per game at 5.6. Next closest team a whole block behind at 4.5. Great inbound play. Relaford finishes, caught London napping.
Yeah, London asleep there. They're going to need to work on it slowly but surely. There is not a 31-point basket out there. Got to do it in chunks. It's a good little start for the Sudbury 5.
Williamson spins inside, loses the ball. That's going to be a foul on Braylon Rayson.
I take that back. If they shot from our broadcast position, that might be a 31-point basket. But
I know it's not an official rule, but I feel like if you make a shot from the press box, you get 31 points. One of the players to watch for the foul situation, Dalibert on the floor with 4 fouls right now.
And it's a weird spot if you're Coach Stutz. He's been effective this game, but
it's been their only consistently effective player, I would argue.
Yeah, but now you almost can't afford not to have him in the game. He just has to be very selective with what he does.
Rayson, little finger roll, no good. London back the other way with numbers. 4-on-2, Bolden kicks to Williamson. Williamson up, around, and misses. Gets the ball back, though. Goes up with it, finishes. Ball barrels right into the referee.
Wow.
Gilligan goes up with it. Capers, I think, affected the shot. Gilligan takes a tumble as well. And that's going to go out of bounds.
Yeah, I think Capers actually got a piece of that, Chris.
77-43. Johnson taking the ball up the court. Down low to Phillips. Back up top to Bolden. Phillips on Dexter Williams. Size mismatch here. Phillips just goes up with it. Wrapped up by Dallenberg. That'll be 5 on him.
Yeah, it's going to be on the floor, but as you mentioned, Chris, that's 5 on Dallenberg. Tough situation for Coach Stutz.
So they actually gave that one to Dexter Williams. Dallenberg safe. Phillips, jumper, no good. Braylon Rayson. Over to Relaford for 3, no good. Rayson open for 3, can't connect. Capers collects. Yeah, I think Rayson's not going to have a lot of open 3s. Got to make the ones you get.
Absolutely.
Bolden. Pulls up, has space, can't finish. Battle for the rebound, Relaford collects. Rayson, bounce pass to Williams Jr. Shovels it to Dallenberg, can't hang on. Williamson comes up with it after the scramble. Over to Bolden. Phillips is going to be wide open for 3. No good. 77-43, 8:36 to play. Gilligan fouled by Phillips.
It'll be interesting to see here, Chris, as there's a substitution. How are minutes managed? London back at this tomorrow. What does Coach Etherington do here, Chris, for making sure his guys don't necessarily completely let off the gas, but give everybody that little bit of rest?
Capers guarded by Joey Puttister into the game.
Look at the mismatch here down low.
Capers wants it. Johnson cuts in. Nice cut affected by Dallenberg. Phillips comes up with the rebound. He's fouled, I believe, by Puttister.
Another mismatch again for Capers down low.
Tipped away by Gilligan. Shot clock down to 10. 8:01 to play in the third. Capers on Rayson. Rayson tries to get the ball, no luck. Phillips up with it, good.
Great play by Marvin Phillips. Just reading the play, cutting in.
Corey Dixon getting ready to check into the game for the 5. Gilligan. Over to Dallenberg. Puttister's open for 3. Good! 79-49 for the Sudbury 5.
Sudbury will take a spark from anybody at this point, Chris. Big 3. Also interested to see what lineups Coach Stutz goes with, if this maybe gets closer or if he wants to make sure some of his top guys don't get injured.
Bolden, Beautiful pass to Williamson. Williamson cuts the corner, blocked by Gilligan. They're going to say jump ball, possession arrow in Sudbury's favor. Dixon and Gaye into the game.
That was a great play by Gilligan, forcing that. Just got a hand on the ball. And we know that's tough when Garrett Williamson going to the rim not to foul. Impressive play.
7:05 here in the third. Pudister with the ball. Rayson gets some space. Great move to get space. And beautiful finish.
Wow, Braylon Rayson has had to fight every bucket in this game, and boy, did he have to pull out something special there to get that to go in.
Johnson fouled by Pudister deep. So we take a look here, that incredible finish here from Braylon Rayson.
Amazing split of the defenders, and then, wow, the body control and contortion to get that back up and in.
The spin you have to put on the ball to complete that, too. Impressive play.
Some pool players would appreciate that one, Chris. A lot of English on it.
Xavier Moon into the game for London, as well as A.J. Gaines. Johnson turns the corner. Over to Gaines. Tried to go up with it. Affected enough. That's going to be a foul, sending A.J. Gaines to the line. (79-51), A.J. Gaines at the free throw line. That's 5 fouls already in this quarter for Sudbury, giving London a lot of extra opportunities here.
Those old school LeBrons on A.J. Gaines were actually, Chris, and I have to show off my sneaker knowledge here, were based off Timberland boots. So it's looking like some Tims on A.J. Gaines. If those were Tims, he still would be jumping as high, I would argue.
Misses the second, so it doesn't stay a 30-point game. Bolden, the three, good. (83-51). Pudister with the ball. Relaford the three. Good.
Big Relaford has not really been able to get it going, Chris. Let's see if that sparks them.
We talk about closers. Relaford's kind of been the closer for Sudbury, but not much to close when a game's out of this game like this. Moon. Over to Bolden. Another three. Bang!
That was pick and roll two-man game to perfection. Mo Bolden with a wide open three.
86-54 now, matching threes.
Moon all over.
Pudister trying to get some space here. Rayson now. Speaking of covered, Rayson just chucks it, no good. That's going to go out of bounds. London gets the ball.
I've maybe seen one legitimately open shot for Braylon Rayson in this game.
And he didn't make it.
Maybe you can start playing around with stuff that maybe you want to implement if you get into a series together.
86-54, 5:31 left here in the third quarter. Alex Johnson guarded by Pudister. Ceres into the game for the 5. Bolden thinks about the shot. Dixon doesn't want him to have it. Capers, great pass, great finish.
Again, Chris, I will talk about the evolution of Mo Bolden till I'm red in the face. He didn't have that type of pass in his game for the longest time.
Now he does.
Now he does. I mean, I think some of the teammates he's played with these past few years have maybe rubbed off on him, seeing that in practice, as we see the highlight. Again, that feed was not necessarily in his arsenal almost a year ago, and just truly evolved, Chris.
Gaye puts up a shot, no good. Back the other way are the Lightning. Bolden, cross court to Moon. Moon sets, shoots, bang!
Xavier Moon, man. Hey, I've talked about another thing I've talked till I red in the face is Xavier Moon and how his jump shot has developed into him allowing to attack the basket more. He knocks those down, man. He's a scary player.
91-54, Pudister ditches Moon with some great moves. Ceres wide open for three, makes it.
Again, that's the DNA of Sudbury, making threes, and they just have not done it at nearly enough of a clip, Chris.
Ware and Kirk Williams Jr. getting ready to check into the game for London. Bolden down low to Gaines. Guarded by Rayson. Gaines goes up with it, finishes.
Waylon Rayson is not touching that shot, Chris.
No, AJ Gaines gets so much lift off on just his jumper. Lob pass to Dixon, swatted by Bolden. Great pass from Guy, blocked by Capers. Moon quickly down the court to Bolden, touch pass to Gaines.
Ooh.
Gaines unable to get it, felt he was grabbed onto. Rayson back the other way, up for the layup, finishes.
Almost too unselfish, but there by Mo Bolden, Chris. That's a first world problem, though, when your team is too unselfish.
Gaines has space off the glass and in, of course.
The repertoire of AJ Gaines from the perimeter. Man, he's just truly finding his footing, and I've said it before.
Puttister, great play from Puttister.
I felt something coming on there. That's why I didn't say anything, Chris.
Johnson lob to Capers.
I'm just going to wait for the highlights, then I'm going to say my point, because these guys are going up and down.
Ceres, 3, big. Bolden loses his dribble. Gaines gets that knocked away by Ceres.
Got some. Again, Chris, this team.
As we see here, the layup here from Joey Puttister. A great finish, similar to that Rayson one we actually saw.
Yeah, I held off my point simply because I sensed him going to have to do something amazing there with Mo Bolden. We saw some plays from some of these newer London guys, and that's really where the ceiling is for this team.
Moon cuts inside. Can't finish. 2:22 to play in the third. Ceres over to across the court to Relaford. Dexter Williams into the game, cuts inside, goes up with it, no good.
Physical play, love that. Love that from AJ Gaines coming over. Two competitors going to the rim.
Here's the alley-oop earlier to Capers.
Capers reaching out of his zone to go get that.
Ceres really making that a difficult shot. So Dexter Williams at the line. Williams makes the first.
Somebody we haven't seen a lot of, and he was a pretty important factor in that most recent game between the two. Isaiah Johnson, Chris.
Isaiah Johnson back into the game now for the 5. We're going to quickly see the block here.
Just look at the length of Capers here, Chris. Wow.
Great play. AJ Gaines back the other way. He's going to take the jumper. No good. Jolie into the game, recovers. Moon turns the corner. Great pass to Williams. A little too much heat on it. Ware behind the back dribble. No finish. Back the other way are the 5. Dexter Williams. Down low. Isaiah Johnson with the ball. Up against Ware. Can't finish. Foul, I believe, on Jolie. (97-66), Isaiah Johnson to the line. 58% free throw shooter.
Again, I think Coach Stutz maybe thinking the pace of the game wasn't suited to that matchup, but interesting to see if this is the type of stuff, foreshadowing, Chris. What can I put out on the floor that maybe is a matchup problem for London in a future game?
Xavier Moon quickly across half court. Top of the key jumper, Jolie, no good. Relaford with the rebound. Ceres cutting inside. Kevin Ware almost loses control. Just goes out of bounds. Relaford to inbound here. Finds Ceres. 3, no good. Moon with the ball now. Ware up the court quickly again for London. Nice finish by Kevin Ware Jr.
We've seen a lot of that out of Kevin Ware Jr., just pushing the pace, attacking the rim.
Down low to Johnson. Big man battle. Johnson crashes into Jolie. No good. Kirk Williams Jr. trying to come up with the rebound. Can't. Gaia comes up with it. He's going to go to the line to shoot too.
That was a, you better be ready at the buffet table, or be a big dog at the buffet table to be down low with those two guys battling. Isaiah Johnson right on Jolie. Wow. There better be a 2 in front of your weight.
Gaia good on the first.
If you told me offensive linemen, I would not have been surprised with either of them, Chris.
Here's Xavier Moon. Works around to Jolie's screen. Tough jumper, nails it.
Wow. Xavier Moon has just added that to his game. And again, Chris, that's the ceiling for the London Lightning, are those guys getting their footing and evolving.
Big shot there by Ceres. 101-72. Ware takes a look at the clock, decides to bleed some out. 101-72, 13 seconds left here in the third quarter. Ware crosses over, cuts inside, just yanked on by Isaiah Johnson.
What an incredible split by Kevin Ware Jr. Saw the defenders trapping, almost like a running back, kind of cradling the ball there. Something we've seen a guy like Garrett Williamson do. Basically, if there's ever a smart play going to the rim, Garrett Williamson has done it. But Kevin Ware taking a page from that book and forcing the foul.
I always think one of the most interesting things from my time here with NBL Canada, one of the most interesting things is seeing a younger guy come into the league and the way that a veteran player's game kind of starts to rub off on them a bit, and you start to see those aspects worked into their game.
Absolutely, Chris. I mean, Kevin Ware has all the tools to really excel at getting to the rim. And like you said, you know, practice, you start having that play done against you a number of times, you might want to steal it.
Pressure from London, last-ditch shot, no good. So after 3 quarters of basketball, London maintains their lead, 103.
You can't dwell, you can't just start go crying about it. It's about on to the next one. London's going to have to do the same as well, though, Chris.
I don't know if Sudbury's on to the next one. This is mostly their starting lineup in the game right now. Moon.
Again, no give
up.
up.
Down low to Jolie. Picked off by Gaye. Relaford. 5 looking for something. Racing. Pump fake, steps in. Can't finish.
I was just about to say that might be one of his easiest looks today, and he wasn't able to bury it, Chris.
Ware.
Oh.
Beautiful slithering move, but swatted by D'Alembert. Racing. Back the other way. Can't finish.
Story of the game. Story of the game, that play, Chris.
103-72, 11-18 to play. Jalen Bad Harrison into the game for London. Jolie trying to get position on D'Alembert. Spins off him beautifully, can't finish. D'Alembert pops Dexter Williams in the mouth. Unintentional, but that still hurts.
Yeah.
Racing over to Williams. Williams turns the corner, just kind of puts it up there. No good. Jolie collects. 10:43 to go here in the fourth. 103-72. London Lightning over the Sudbury 5. Ware just blatantly fouled by Dexter Williams Jr. I think he's maybe just wanted to come out of the game, still feeling that shot to the face.
Yeah, absolutely, Chris.
Ceres into the game for the 5. Kirk Williams Jr. turns around. Can't make the shot. Racing back the other way. Ceres. That gets knocked away by Kirk Williams Jr. Sudbury ball still.
That had wide open 3 all over it. Again, London's length on defense, getting in the passing lane. Kirk Williams Jr. able to reach out.
D'Alembert turns the corner on Jolie. Great finish, Yohani D'Alembert.
Absolute bright spot for the Sudbury 5 here. Yohani D'Alembert really playing a great game and maybe making a case for extended minutes.
Not the usual suspect down low as Moon unable to make the shot. D'Alembert not a usual suspect for the 5, but he's been their most effective player all game. That's going to get swatted at by Moon. That'll be a foul.
Vet play by Kirk Williams Jr. here. Realizing that maybe they've let their foot off the gas a little bit. Getting the team together, making sure that their defensive principles are correct and that everybody's on the same page and locked in.
So I should add, Mo Bolden already has a triple-double in this game. 14 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists.
Just an absolute professional effort. Nothing overly loud about it from Mo Bolden, but great job. Oh, JBH.
Jalen Bab Harrison hits a shot.
Again, Chris, that's another guy. If he can get going and maybe establish a few more minutes, could be. And we've seen him with some good games already this season. This London team's so deep.
Gaye makes a shot. 106-78. Deep three from JBH, makes it.
He's going to get time making shots, Chris.
And that's what London needed more of in this game, offense. Gaye cuts to the rim. Jolie just gets in the way. Deters him enough. D'Alembert finishes at the rim.
Again, D'Alembert, a bright spot, probably playing his way into a lot more minutes upcoming. Kirk Williams Jr. pushing the pace, making a great play at the rim. Vintage Kirk Williams.
Grayson just plain loses the ball. Moon back the other way, full speed ahead, goes up with it.
Wow.
Affected by D'Alembert. He's going to go to the free throw line.
Again, we talk about the athleticism of Xavier Moon. The good bloodlines of Jamario Moon. Wow. Just beat everybody down the court.
So that's going to be 5 on Yohani D'Alembert.
Who's actually, let's give some credit, done a great job, given that he's been at 4 for a long time. Since halftime. Good on Yohani D'Alembert. It's not like he hasn't had minutes here.
And it's not like he hasn't been having to do work down low either. They've been making him work. He's stayed clean. 111-80. Xavier Moon makes the first.
Again, you're starting to see with some of the lineups here for the Lightning. Getting some guys like Bab Harrison. I wouldn't be surprised to see some of the other guys. Jolie, a few more minutes here at the end. Josiah Moore might see some time here. You want to get everybody going, but again, it's a delicate balance. If you don't want to lose momentum, you don't want to take your foot off the gas and then forget how to put it back on.
London about 3 games straight of having their foot on the gas. Ceres, no good. Ware.
Ooh.
Whoa! Gilligan wants to travel after throwing Ware to the ground.
I don't think there's anything intentional there, Chris. Just battle for the basketball. Just looked bad. Looked rough, but I don't think there was anything intentional.
So London ends up with the ball. Indeed, it was not a travel.
Again, if you're Sudbury, it's maybe not as much about this game at this point. It's about, figuring stuff out.
JBH another 3, no good. Back the other way are the 5. Grayson mishandles it again. Mishandles it a third time. Kicks it aside. Ceres, the 3, makes it.
Grayson, wise play, having a little trouble there, able to get it to Ceres for 3.
Kirk Williams Jr. One-on-one with Corey Dixon. Cuts inside. Forces the travel. Dixon able to affect the shot. They're saying, London saying he got the ball knocked out of his hands. Kirk Williams Jr. stunned. 113-83, 7:32 to play here in the fourth. Racing. Deep three. Good.
He made that, but he had a hand in his face, Chris. That's been the story of this game. Just London is giving him no room to breathe on offense.
JBH covered by Joey Puddester. Kirk Williams Jr. down low on Rayson. It's a mismatch. Spins. Tries to finish. Can't. Back the other way of the 5. Ceres. Gilligan's open. Steps inside. Back around to Ceres.
Great closeouts by London, Chris.
11 on the shot clock. Ceres goes behind the back into Marvin Phillips. Kirk Williams Jr. up with the layup. Finishes.
Great defense into offense, Chris. And
5 back the other way with numbers. Gilligan finished.
Poor transition defense. I was giving them all that credit, and it got to their heads, Chris.
So 115-88. Down low, great pass. More great passing. Phillips, open 3. Good. Kirk Williams Jr. just fouls. He'll let the substitutes come into the game.
Mo Bolden immediately with a towel for the vet. Kirk Williams. You know, Chris, we've talked a lot this game about Sudbury and kind of the lineups and everything. I think it's very important to mention no Jalen Bland this game.
Rayson finishes. Jalen Bland, a guy who's not going to be with the 5. Very big loss for the 5, a big part of their starting lineup.
Absolutely. They're going to have to work through that dynamic, Chris, in a new lineup.
Where? Working on Puddester, cuts inside. Phillips can't handle the pass. Racing back the other way. Gilligan also can't handle the pass. So we're going to have immediate timeout with 5:32 to play here in the fourth quarter. Lightning 118, Sudbury 90. London has to capitalize on these games. The other teams, because they're going to have games in hand, have the opportunity to capitalize later. But London needs these ones lately and have gotten them. 118-90, 5:27 to play. Ware. Over to Johnson. They're going to call the travel here. No James Harden special.
Yeah, tried to attack the switch. Unable to do so.
This is Corey Dixon. Ceres is going to take a 3. No good. Johnson collects. Jalen Babb Harrison. Pull up 3, why not? No good.
Why not indeed, Chris?
Give him lots of time, and he can make that shot.
Absolutely.
Rayson. Gonna get fouled by Johnson. Rudolph Jolie gonna check into the game for the Lightning. Martin Phillips taking a breather.
Nice
little,
sorry,
nice
Chris.
applause there for Marvin Phillips, the longtime Lightning. Ware. Covered tightly. Williamson just keeps that ball in bounds. Cross court to Johnson. Extra pass to Jalen Babb Harrison. Can't connect. Rudolph Jolie knocks the ball out of bounds. 4:21 to play. 118-90 for the London Lightning over the Sudbury 5. Rayson setting things up for the 5. Deep 3, fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 3.
Absolutely nothing easy for Brennan Rayson, Chris.
I believe he is going to be over 20 points on the night, but
I've never seen a player work harder for 20 points.
Yeah.
Ever. I mean, he's a scorer. He's going to put up points. I've never seen somebody work harder to put up the points that he's about to put up, Chris. Unfortunately, no live stats to check it on the dot, but yeah, Racing coming out now. They're going to need him in these next few games, Chris.
Yeah, I got to give Racing a nice little break here. Here's Kevin Ware. Cuts inside. Great feed to Williamson. Can't convert. This is Puttister the other way. Gaye pull up 3. Good.
I think Gaye has some potential here, Chris. Long, athletic. If he's able to hit that 3, you know, we talk about the developmental aspects of this league. That's a guy who has some tools, Chris.
Late ad by the Sudbury 5 just before, well, not just before, but a little bit before the transaction deadline. Jolie finishes at the rim.
You gotta love how the bench is loving it too, Chris. Just absolutely going wild.
Saras over to Gaye. 3, no good. Alex Johnson collects. 25-point game. 3:04 to play here in the fourth. Williamson to Jolie. Can't convert. Jolie just bucks the ball out of the air. They're going to call a foul on Dixon. Josiah Moore into the game now for London. 2:51 to play.
Can get everybody some minutes here, Chris. Josiah Moore actually has been putting up some decent minutes in this little run as well. Oh, boy.
Jolie turns on Dixon, finishes.
Oh, look at the Shaq. Look at the hand as he runs down the court, the left.
Jolie enjoying his extended minutes here. Puttister. Over to Gilligan. Cuts inside. Great finish, Devin Gilligan.
Really like Gilligan's game, Chris.
Johnson. Over to Moore.
Oh!
Beautiful move. Can't quite finish at the rim, but a beautiful move to ditch his defender.
He almost Steve Smith that, Chris.
When we talk about players rubbing off on other players on the team, that was very similar to the move Mo Bolden pulled earlier in the game.
Absolutely.
Dixon finishes at the rim and 1.
You can tell the bench wants Josiah Moore with a bucket here. We got a little break here, Chris. I just got to say, the dominance of this London team these past games. This is a team that wins a championship if they keep this momentum up. I know there's a lot of great other teams going on. I know the East has some beasts out there. But, man, this London team playing like this.
Dixon up with it, finishes.
I don't know your take on that, Chris, but...
Well, you got to think a lot of teams are looking at the St. John's Edge as, like, team to follow right now, right?
Yeah, I mean, that absolutely is no disrespect to some of the
London's
great teams. But
phenomenal.
if London plays like this, there are a very select few teams that even can keep up with this.
Like, this is their... Really, other than the Edge, they've just finished playing everyone in the division, and it's 3 blowouts within the division in a row. Jolie can't finish, gets his rebound, and that'll go out of bounds, London maintaining possession. Should add, I actually completely disrespected how phenomenal the Moncton Magic have been this
Absolutely,
year.
And again, I don't say that as any disrespect to some of the teams out east, Chris. Moncton been having a great year. We always know a team like Halifax can show up. Cape Breton's been solid. Like, they've a lot of good teams out east, but this London team, if it has this type of style and this type of aggressiveness, very tough to keep up with. And like you said, though, St. John, the Edge out there are probably saying, okay, cool, okay, nice that you're doing this, London. We'll see you. We'll see you in a series.
Moore's going to take the 3, no good. That's going to be Sudbury ball. 122-103.
I mean, we've seen the edge come in here, Chris.
We also have the earliest playing of Black and Yellow in
We
this
do.
arena
This
ever.
might be the earliest Black and Yellow song that we've heard.
Yeah, you got to think right now circled on London's calendar, as Gilligan's going to finish. Circled on the London calendar, February 21st versus
Yep.
St. John's Edge.
Yep.
If they can, oh man, JBH.
The bench absolutely loving it. Yeah, no, that's going to be, that's going to be one heck of a test.
Puttister, 3. No good. Dixon, the finish. 124-107, 29 seconds left in the game. Alex Johnson just going to bleed as much clock as possible as the fans give this London Lightning team some deserving applause. Moore, one-on-one with Puttister. Jolie calling for it. Shot clock expires. 8 seconds left in the game.
And what you can see on that sideline, Chris, is winning is fun.
Yes. I think a lot of players on the London Lightning experiencing that. Shot by Gaille, no good. Gilligan, I don't think that shot's going to count. So, after 4 quarters of basketball, the London Lightning with a